Hello and welcome to the technical first but also second vlog on the Crystal Path races. Crystal Path is one of the storylines I have created when I am DMing for my Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Within this storyline, I have different homebrew races, and today we will be going over one of them, which is named Puppet. These are a bit heavily based off of the living dolls. I believe they are called race or monsters that are actually in Dungeons & Dragons, yet I decided to take my own little twist on it. So then members of my campaign and or someone else might want to use this in their own campaign. To start, the race is called Puppet. Yet, it can also be called doll, which I can get it written down here. So they're basically the same thing, just two different names for the same one. To start, when creating a character with the puppet and or doll race, you'll get a +2 in charisma. And I'll shorten it as CHA, which is seen on many different character sheets. And you'll get a +1 to strength. Just make the size smaller. As well as you will also be getting a bit of an advantage with being a puppet and or doll character. You'll get the ability to not need sleep. So you do not need sleep. Unlike most classes, you are mostly awake, would be awake during the sleep session / the resting, long rest or short rest, whatever your DM calls it. As well as an advantage that the puppet / doll has is that you cannot be charmed. This is very similar to how the elves cannot be charmed in the 2014 rules, I believe, of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. And I really think this fits with the puppet or doll race, considering the fact that you're basically in a live, inanimate object, if that makes any sense. And like other races, you'll still get a speed, which I'll put over here. Let me fix that, which is 30. So technically, doll is a sub-race to the puppet overall. However, it is basically the same thing. The stats and all of this that I just written down is the same thing. Nothing changes. Some background, and we'll erase this so then we can go on to the background. Actually, we need that. Let me just create a new layer. Don't mind that. Just trying to draw. So let me just add puppet. Back at the top. So a few background stuff on this race that I have created is that within this race, you can easily be possessed by anything. Yet with this feature, has let's say a few qualifications. One, it has to be someone who can possess. Who can basically possess someone or basically take over. This process is a very slow process if someone has the ability to take over / possess this doll / puppet. Usually it will take a while and there might be some change in their appearance. This part isn't really necessary. You don't have to go to this with your character, but you may. As well as for height-wise, you might think it's a small, let's say, I believe it's commonly like a 10-inch, I believe, figure for dolls. Yeah, however, with the height-wise, for the dolls, for puppet and or dolls, it doesn't matter. For this, meaning you can be a really small doll, or you can be like a life-size doll. Some things that I let my cast or my party do for this, like I like to give them a bit of creativity options for qualities that they can add, since, why not? Let's have some fun with creating characters. Is they can have it as a standard plain old puppet. You could also have it as a marionette doll. I hope that's spelled right, but even though, yes, marionette is kind of the same thing as a puppet, they can easily be changed depending on how you personally view it. Two that I like to add that are kind of combined with the more doll-like is ball joint, which are these kinds of dolls that basically, for their joints, have like little balls to help them move, basically. This I really think would be fun if you also want to go with the puppet kind of ideal as well. Another one, which I personally have a character that is like this, is a porcelain doll. Hope that's also spelled right, but a porcelain doll gives the same content, more of a fragile doll. But any of these that I mentioned, or if you have one that you know that could fit well, can be combined together. So you can do like I'll change the color, change it to green. You could do like a ball joint puppets, or ball joint marionette, or like a porcelain marionette. It doesn't really matter. If you want to combine these things, you can, but the race is made to give you some creativity to it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this puppet session, I guess you can call it, for the first episode, you can call it, of Crystal Path Races. Next week, please let me know if you have any idea on what I could cover, even if it's an actual D&D race, or if you're one of my players, if you have a race that you would like me to go over more in depth. Thank you.